Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how I built this upsell pop-up by using free AI tools. Let's say that you have a product on your store and you want to offer an upgrade to that product. Let's say maybe you have a premium version of that product. You can show a pop-up asking the customer if they want to upgrade. If they click yes, then you add that product, the upgrade product, to the cart. If they click no, you just add the initial product to the cart, and this can increase the AOV of your store. This process is called upselling, and there are a lot of apps on the Shopify App Store for doing this. The problem with apps though is that one, they can slow down your store because usually this kind of apps have a lot of functionalities that you don't need, and you use like 5% of the functionalities that app offers. And then the other libraries that get loaded on your store by loading the app are not used, and that can block the loading of your store, and that means that your store will be slowed down by that app. And the second flow of using an app is of course paying that monthly fee that on some apps that offer upsells is increasing exponentially every month depending on how much you're using the app. So if you're generating a lot of upsells using that app, you're gonna get charged the monthly fee plus a percentage of the sales that they are generating and so on, which of course is detrimental to you because you're gonna pay a lot more when you sell more. And instead of having one of these apps installed on my store, I decided to just go and custom code one of these upsell pop-ups for myself that I can just use whenever I want without having to think about fees or other libraries loading for no reason. Then I thought about it, I came with the requirements, I went to ChatGPT for assistance, and this is what happened. It all started with this prompt I've added to ChatGPT. I had in my mind the concept of how to create this upsell pop-up. I wanted to add a metafield to a triggering product to suggest another product as being the upgrade product. And then whenever the customer clicks on add to cart to the triggering product, to show a pop-up that will offer the upgrade product instead. So if the customer would choose to go with the upsell, then the upsell would get added to the cart. And if the customer decided not to go with the upsell, then the triggering product would go to the cart. So I tried to explain that to ChatGPT with this prompt. I'm not sure if I gave it enough details, but it did a great job to read my mind. So after adding my initial prompt, it gave me a couple of suggestions, out of which I kept a bunch. So I kept this one over here. I don't want to show the pop-up if the upgrade product is already in the cart. Then underneath we have discount upsell pricing and post-purchase upsells. These two are not applicable to my project, so I just ignored those. Then analytics, same thing. And based on this one over here, I made a decision of not including cart drawers. Different themes on Shopify have different type of sidecars or cart drawers. They are using Ajax and JavaScript. And to trigger those sidecars to open after adding a product to cart requires us to understand the theme. And I wanted to make something scalable, something that you could install on any theme and it would work. And that's why I decided not to go and trigger any sidecards or other type of cards. I just want to go to the cart page whenever the customer interacts with my upsell pop-up. So this one was essential for the module logic and I kept it. So then I just went and I reiterate all the points up until now so that I have a better overview. So I asked GPT to rewrite everything again and include the suggestions that I thought are valuable. And this is the list it came up with, a 7-point list. And looking through the points that it generated, I decided not to do anything with this discount handling thing. The discount can be handled with an automatic discount or even at the product level. So I've asked it a couple of things about the discount and I came to the conclusion that I don't want to have that discount functionality. And now I was left with this 6-point list. So first, mark a product as an upsell through a metafield. Then intercept the add to cart action. So whenever the customer clicks, I would intercept that click if the product has an upsell set to it. Then the interactive pop-up shows and it has this custom message on it. Then if the customer says yes, then the upsell product goes to cart. If the customer says no, the triggering product goes to cart. Then if the upsell product is already in the cart, we don't show the pop-up And if the customer already interacted with that upsell pop-up, we don't show the pop-up in that session anymore. So we don't want to bother the customer every time he clicks the add to cart button with that pop-up. We just want to do that once per session. So this is my short list of functionality that I need on my upsell pop-up. I went then and I asked if this version of the pop-up misses any essential functionality, and it gave me a couple of suggestions here, but everything seems to be nice to have. For the version 1, I think that's all I need. So quantity handling and analytics and multi-upsell support and stuff like that can be done later. We can upgrade this upsell pop-up when we have more information from customers. And the verdict was that for version 1, we are not missing any essential functionality, and that was good enough for me. And because normally I use Cursor, I went and I asked it to generate a line of prompts that I can use inside Cursor and have Cursor build this module for me. And then I pasted all the points that we had above, so all the requirements for this module. In response to my request, I got 5 prompts that should create this for me. So this one has to do with creating all the HTML and liquid. This one has to do with creating all the JavaScript. And this one has to do with all the styling. Then this prompt here should create another function that would check my cart to see if the upsell product is already inside the cart. So it also has to do with JavaScript. I'm not sure why it gave me a different prompt for that. We have the JavaScript here, but yeah, we can try it like that as well. And the 5th prompt doesn't have to do with editing the code. It actually has to do with creating a list of instructions for the merchant in order for them to create the metafields that are required for this section to work. So this 5th prompt didn't result in any added code to this section. I wanted to start with this prompt here, but I realized that I'm out of free credits on Cursor. And because I've heard a lot about Windsurf, which is a different IDE, also based on VS Code, that has AI integrated, and I heard a lot of things about it, I wanted to give it a try. So I went to windsurf.com and I downloaded this IDE on my computer. I've installed it. It prompted me to import all the settings from VS Code or from Cursor, and I've done that. And then I had something like this. So this is the Shopify project opened on the side here. So these are all my files, and inside sections here, I've created a new section named Upsell Popup. So here's how the section looks like right now. Everything up until 112 was generated by that first prompt. So this one over here generated up until 112, everything that is HTML and liquid. And Windsurf works kind of the same way as Cursor. So if you go and you select some code, you have 2 options. You can go and edit, and you can go and chat. If you chat, a window will open here. You can go and add text indications of what you want changed on this part of the code. If you go and you click edit, then you can give the indications right there, and it's not going to give you suggestions anymore. It's just gonna edit the code directly. If you know exactly what you want, you can go ahead and add it in there. If you want to discuss with the AI, then you can ask the questions in here. It's gonna give you some suggestions. You can apply or reject the suggestions, and the edits will be applied on your section. For this, I just used the chat version, so I didn't use edit at all. I just went in this box here. As you can see, I have more discussions that I had with the AI. For each of the features, for each of the bugs I have another discussion. And each of these discussions I had with the AI resulted in some code edits on this file. And as you can see, I'm almost out of free credits on Windsurf as well. Everything was done on the free tier, but now I really consider upgrading. I think Windsurf might be a little bit better than Cursor. It also has a lot of models, so if you want to change the model, I've done everything with Claude 3.5, but you can go and test with others as well. 3.5 worked well for me, but who knows, maybe 3.7 can be better. I'm gonna test that out as well. And I'm not sponsored by Windsurf at all. I just like the tool. I think it's a little bit better than Cursor. in terms of UI and how the code gets applied. For me, it was a little bit less confusing, but you can test it for yourself and decide. So after generating all the liquid and all the HTML, to make sure that things are going well, I took all the HTML and liquid and I went back to GPT and asked it if the code that was generated is good code. So I just said, now this is the result for the first prompt. Is this good enough? And I just pasted the code in here. And it said that yes, this was a good starting point, but it gave me some suggestions and I chose to use some of them. So I've asked it for another prompt to make this better. And I took the second prompt that it gave me and I've added it back to Windsurf. And then I generated another markup, which I went and pasted in here and asked again, is this better? I just asked it, is this better? And it analyzed it, it gave me some pointers, and then I decided, okay, I'm fine with that. GPT will always give you more suggestions and will try to make this better and better. We don't need all the best practices or all the bells and whistles that we can get on this section. We want a simple, lean section that we can install on any store and it would work. Then I run the second prompt, write JavaScript to intercept the native add to cart button, click on the product page, prevent the default behavior and show the upsell pop-up instead. The pop-up should include two buttons, yes, upgrade me, and no thanks. If the customer clicks yes, then the upsell product goes to the cart. If they click no, add the original product to the cart. Include logic to skip the pop-up if the upsell product is already in the cart or if the customer has already interacted with the pop-up in this session. And this is the resulted code over here. I just pasted the JavaScript in here and asked GPT to take a look at it and let me know if I should change anything. Was the code good? Yes, it was. It was a good starting point, but of course GPT will always give you some suggestions. And I went and I asked it to create another prompt that would have some of the suggestions fixed, and it gave me that prompt. Then I went and added the resulted code back to GPT in order to see if the code generated was good. This was like having a developer and a coach with me. So the coach would check the quality of the code and give me some pointers and give me a prompt, and I would give the prompt to the developer and the developer would develop the code. And this is a very nice way of creating code because you cannot really imagine all the scenarios your code will be in, and GPT can point you to some things that you would have missed otherwise. So the JavaScript functionality for this module starts at the line 115 and it ends at the line 920. It's a lot of JavaScript, but it is less than you would get with an upsell app, which would load a lot of libraries that you won't need. So this is much leaner. Then I went and I ran the third prompt, which says create simple CSS styles for a centered modal pop-up for the upsell offer with basic styling, overlay background container box with product image, title, price, message, and two buttons side by side. Use class names only, no inline styles, and the result was this style that starts at 923 and ends at 1255. So all the CSS was generated by that prompt. I just had to fiddle a little bit with it, not much. So I had a couple of changes done, but nothing too much. And then I went and I ran the prompt number 4, which has to do with that functionality of the pop-up that says not to show the pop-up when the upsell product is already in the cart. And that was done kind of quickly. I had to play around with it. So this JavaScript that was generated for this module was not perfect from the beginning. I don't want to lie to you. I had to work a little bit with it, but it wasn't hard. So I just selected the JavaScript whenever I had problems. Let's say I had a problem in this area, but usually I just select the entire JavaScript and then I go to the chat and I ask the question. And then it gave me suggestions, it gave me modifications I can do, or it already made the modifications based on what I've described. And usually in 2-3 prompts, I had everything fixed. So 2-3 prompts for each of the problems that I found. It took a couple of hours to have this perfected, but it was not a lot of work. And imagine all this JavaScript. If you wanted to write this by hand, this would take like weeks probably. So now after having all the markup, so we have all the markup at the top, we have the JavaScript here inside this long script, and then we have at the bottom the styling. After doing all of this, I had to generate some schema because I wanted to give the merchant a couple of settings on this section. So I went and I've added some customizations like the text on the button, the color of the button, the color of the hover, and so on. So after adding all the settings on this section, I have my module ready and I can show it to you. So in order for the module to work and to show this pop-up, we will have to add those meta fields to the product. And I went and I created 2 meta fields. I've created upsell product and I selected a product in there, and I've added the upsell message which will show on the pop-ups. So on this product here, I'm going to upsell this product here. If I go to the product page and I add this product to cart, instead of adding the product to cart after I press add to cart, I'm gonna see a pop-up. And this pop-up looks like this. And here at the top is the message we've added in that meta field. So get 20% off when you upgrade to. Then this is the product that I've selected as an upsell right here. And these are the variants that product has. So if a product variant is out of stock, it's going to be grayed out and the customer won't be able to add it. If the product variants are in stock, you can see them here, you can select them, and then if they say yes, instead of adding the Vans shoe, we're gonna add this Puma shoe. So I'm gonna say yes, upgrade me. I'm gonna be sent to the cart page with that upsell product instead of the Vans shoe. Now because I have the Puma shoe inside the cart already, if I go and add to cart this product again, I'm going to just add that normal product. The pop-up won't show anymore because the product is already inside the cart. And anyway, the pop-up won't show again now, even though I have no product inside the cart, because the pop-up showed already in this session. So if I add it now to cart, just the Vans shoe will show. So we are not showing that pop-up if we have the upsell product inside the cart or if the customer already saw that upsell offer. And in order to see the pop-up again, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna copy the link and open a new tab. This being a new session, if I go and add this product to cart, is going to show the pop-up again. And I'm gonna be able to interact with it. And let's say I'm gonna change the variant and then I'm gonna say no thanks. Now the Vans shoe will get sent to the cart. And this is my upsell pop-up functionality. So let me go and install this to a different store so that you can see how things work. So in order to have this upsell pop-up installed to a different store, I came to this other test store that I have, and I'm gonna go to products. Inside my products, I have this Sky Bomb Deluxe, and there is another product which is a normal version. Let me search for it. So I'm looking for Sky, and we have this deluxe version and this normal version, and I would like to upsell the deluxe version whenever customers buy this one here. So I'm going to go to the product page, but we need those meta fields in order for our pop-up to work. So I'm going to go to settings and then to custom data, and then I'm going to go to products, and I'm going to add in here 2 definitions, and one is upsell product here. So this is the name of the upsell meta field. I'm going to go and I'm going to create that. So I'm going to paste the name in there, and I'm going to select the type of product because I want to select a product and just one product. And then I'm going to just save, and then I'm going to add another definition, and I'm going to create this upsell message. This one is optional, so there will be like a default text if you don't add this. And then you're going to add the message meta field. So you're going to paste the title in there, and you're going to select the type of rich text, and you are going to save. And now I have both meta fields in here. If I scroll down on the product page, I'm going to find meta fields in there, and I'm going to be able to select here the upsell product, which will be the deluxe version. And as for the message that you show in here, this section has a default version that sounds something like this. Would you like to add this item to your cart? This is the question that you will see if you don't add any text in there, but I suggest you add something custom. So I'm going to just add that and save. Okay, now that we've added the meta fields, we will have to go and create the section on our theme. And to do that, I'm going to go to my store and I'm going to go here to edit code. If you're working on a copy theme, then go to your copy theme. You're going to have the same button here and you're going to be able to edit code, but I'm going to do it on the live theme. So I'm going to click on edit code and then I'm going to close this up and these. I'm going to open the sections and I'm going to add a new section in here named Upsell Popup. And I'm going to click done. Now inside here, I'm going to go and I'm going to copy the entire thing. So I'm going to take all this code and I'm going to paste it inside this section here. And I'm going to save and that's it. Now I'm going to go to the theme.liquid file. So at the closing of the body tag, you're going to add something like this. So curly brace, a percentage mark, and then you're going to write section. You're going to add these quotation marks and you're going to add the name of the section like Upsell Popup, and that's it. And then you're going to save. And now if we go to our product page like this one over here, which has that upsell, if I click on add to cart, now I'm going to see that pop up. So I'm going to get the text I've added to the meta field. I'm going to get the title of the product and I'm going to get the pricing. Of course, this will show compare to price if the product has a compare to price. This will show variants if it has multiple variants. If you click on upgrade me, this more expensive product will be sent to cart. If you click no thanks, this normal product will get sent to cart. So I'm going to click on yes, upgrade me. And now this product was added to cart. This here is a different widget I have and you can find it in the description of this video. This is the free gift. If you're interested in running a free gift campaign using something similar to this, you can do that. So I'm going to click on that as well. And now I have both products inside the cart. So I've upgraded the product the customer initially wanted to buy, this increasing my AOV. And now I've also gave them a free gift, which will make them decide and check out faster. So this is how you can get custom functionality on your store by just using free tools like ChatGPT, Windsurf. So everything was done on the free tier of Windsurf, but you can do that with Cursor as well. You can combine them. You even can go on Claude directly and add prompts in there in order to create functionalities like this. If you're interested in the code for this pop-up, you're going to find it in my vault. You can find the link in the description. You can find in there more sections that will help you increase AOV, conversion rate, and so on. And if you want to improve AOV and conversion rate, I think you're going to be interested in seeing this video next, where I talk about how to create a gift with purchase campaign. Click it and I'll see you there.